for inviting me. I've been writing poems on the Sheel gigs, of which there is one in the exhibition, and I have a few photos here and some visual poems which are only printed on computer paper, but I decided not to be a diva and bring them anyway, so I can set them around. So Sheel gigs are, as you will see, stone carvings of female figures that expose their vulvas. They're found on churches, castles, town walls in Ireland, England, Scotland, Wales, and nobody knows really what they are. There's a lot of theories that they are sort of survivals of pre-Christian goddess spirituality, that they are misogynist sort of icons to warn people against lust, that they are supposed to ward away the evil eye. Like, there's all these theories. People think that they have proof, but they're not in the written record until the 1840s, when the English Ordnance Survey was conducted of the realm's possessions. So there's nobody knows, which for me is really cool, because the semiotic complexity of these things is what I'm really interested in. So I've done a lot of work with found text, some visual stuff, and then some more sort of lyric associative stuff. So I'll just read two poems, if that's okay. A figure from an old church, a seated figure, a seated figure, termed St. Gobinet, from a drawing destroyed in 1548 for fear of the English. Seated figure, a female figure, surmounted by human heads, projecting from a wall. The stone is different. It. A figure called an idol, on the barbican, on a font, on the gable end, into the wall of a mill. An erect figure, a stone figure. The priest twice attacked it, but the people concealed it. On a panel, on a coin stone. This stone is figured. The figures themselves represent females, now owned by a gentleman. St. Shanahan, much weathered, struggling with two monsters. An effigy, a female figure so displaying, cut within a lozenge. A strange figure in stone, called by the country people. A figure the sex of which, projecting from the west gable, placed loosely over a well, in a vaulted cell, on a slab on the peel tower, hacked off, buried up to her neck under a yew tree, entirely obscured, sitting upright, bedded face downwards, flanked by two animals, covered with lichen, called Kathleen Owen. A series of punctures in the abdomen, now missing, now preserved, now mutilated, in the bed of River Cashin. The witch, in an old farm lane, buried for concealment in a private garden, removed from rank vegetation, considerably mutilated. A seated figure, an erect figure, about the size of a small child. And this one's called All Saints' Day. And it's set mainly in Ireland, so it refers to several things, contemporary and recent history. Tendons mark the necks of hungry children, with a number 11 at the base of the head. It records the odds, 1 to 1, a 50-50 chance of making it out alive, and in what way, with no winnings. That was 1973, the same year poor kids and men burned a black horse alive on Halloween night, leading her to the grassy patch of the estate the church had plotted and shaped like a Celtic cross, each road named after an abbey or site of holy significance. But Clonmacnoise and Cashel mean something different when you're getting your head kicked in, or when the sight of humping dogs on your walk home from school reminds you of the Christian brother pressing himself into your back. In the County Museum, tiny shoes are lined up in the glass case. The caption says how strange it was that they were given shoes at all. In the next room, there's an eviction of mannequins from a thatched cottage. They still wear their clothes-selling expressions and painted nails under tattered bonnets and rags. Has a flash cunt quelled the pyre lately, put an end to the number 11s? What of the Girador, the living Sheelnagigs, the hags, the women who simply lift their skirts and end the insanity with a how dare you? Or are cunts too tidy now, neatly swept out and fumigated for all our sakes, or rubbed out, hacked down from church walls, the lips and hands that open them pulverized, eyes left behind sometimes, but nothing to attest to what's seen. We slide our hands along the whips and gags for sale, stare back at the glass eye on the ceiling and the mannequins in the corner, consider the options of frills or leather. A strap around the neck would conceal well-fed flesh. A rubber ball in the mouth would shut me up. I've been saying far too much, too loud, sounding off. How dare I? What sound did the black horse make on the makeshift pyre? How did she look as she picked her way over broken toys and doors? Who paraded her round and rode her to the green, already wet with petrol, on All Saints' Day, whose legs could still feel her shape? Thank you.